Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're looking at some competition for the Walmart Axis Lock knife. So still tons of messages, people asking, hey, where can I find it? I actually went to the store. My buddy Corey was looking for one too, and I was going to pick up a few, and my local Walmart that is actually the closest to me doesn't even have any of the Ozark Trail knives like in the regular floor displays, like those boxes. All they have is like a little, spinning thing on top of the counter by the guns and ammo and knives and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot of Walmarts that just don't have it at all. I'm still on the hunt for them. The only place I found them was at the Honesdale, Pennsylvania Walmart. I happen to be out and about that way, a different direction than I normally go, and that's the one that I found it at. But anyway, I'm still on the hunt for myself, but in the meantime, I have to give a huge shout out to Lewis, who is iSpy0099 here on YouTube. He has an awesome YouTube channel, does tons and tons of different gear reviews and different types of videos as well. I'll put a link in the description box of this video to him if you haven't seen him before. Definitely worth checking out. But Lewis sent me a picture. He found this at his Lowe's. I want to say he's down in Florida. So my wife was actually out and about already doing some Christmas shopping, grabbing a couple specific things, and I knew she was by a Lowe's, and I texted her and asked her if she could look for this. I sent her the picture, and she ended up looking around the store for like 25 minutes, could not find it anywhere. I think Lewis saw this in like, just with all the gifts, when it's the holiday season, they usually have those extra like floor displays that have like cardboard boxes with tons of stuff, tons of cheaper stuff. Specifically Lowe's and Home Depot, you'll see a bunch of those boxes with Christmas lights and timers and extension cords, all that kind of stuff for the holidays. But a lot of times you'll see a bunch of different gift stuff. This particular Lowe's, which is in Matamoros, Pennsylvania, they did not have these on display. They had these in the clearance section, and there's like I guess a wall with clearance stuff, and it wasn't even on the wall, it was like above. She happened to just see like a stack of these things. So she asked for help, someone brought it down, and ended up grabbing two of these. The other one I'm saving in the package. Maybe I'll do a giveaway or something like that in the future. But this is the one that I was really excited about it. So these are 10 bucks. It's like $9.97, $9.95, something like that. So let's call it $10. And it's a 3-pack of knives. So instead of the $6 Ozark Trail knife that has the Axis lock, this is also an Axis lock knife in camo, which is pretty cool. But on top of that, you also get 2 camouflaged, razor blade holders, essentially utility knives. So this is very interesting. So here's the, it's Cobalt brand, of course. It's Lowe's house brand. And there's a number, 503-1162 for stock anyway. Maybe you can order them online. Maybe that's easier for you. But that is that. So we're going to take a look at these. First, I'm just looking at the packaging since it's the first time I'm seeing it. I'm trying to see if there's a year here, because I never saw this before. I'm assuming it's a 2022 item, but I am not seeing a year anywhere here. Maybe you guys are, more astute than me. Maybe you could find that, but I'm not seeing it. Just made in China, Lowe's. Always wear eye protection when using knives. Yeah, anyway, let's break into this thing and see what we got here. So very curious if this knife is as good as the Walmart Ozark Trail one. If it is, it ends up being $3 and change, which is even cheaper. All right, so let's break this guy out. That's got some heft to it. That's like, these scales are metal. Totally different. It feels really good in the hands. It feels very robust. Let's go ahead and try this Axis lock. All right. Oh, a little sticky there. Oh, it's a flipper. Oh, it's assisted. It's an assisted flipper Axis lock. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if I like that more. Ooh, interesting pocket clip position. I've never seen that before. That's interesting. Yeah, it's not bad. Great lockup. Really good lockup. The only thing is, man, it's a little bit of a bummer. Only because the whole thing with the Axis lock obviously is to manipulate the lock and open and close. So the deal is, okay, so it's assisted, and now it's assisted. When I go to unlock this, right, if I use 1 or 2 fingers, I can't push it all the way down. First of all, when I put on one side, it can't, right? It rotates. So you have to kind of use both, I guess you could do this one-handed. It'd probably be easier two-handed. Oh man, it's a little bit of a disappointment that it is assisted. I was hoping it was manual. Not sure if you could take out the spring. I have to say, I mean, you know, regardless of blade steel, it does feel sharp. The blade's actually sharp. It's really grabbing onto that nail. Yeah, I mean, it's really robust. It's got a metal frame. It's got metal scales on it. The camo's cool. It's hefty. It's chunky, like a heavy knife. It is comfortable in the hands. So first impressions are really good. I'm just wondering if I took out the spring, if it would manipulate how I think it would, or if it would just be loosey-goosey, because sometimes that's what happens too, because they're not meant to, you know, have that spring taken out. Or maybe it's a part of their axis lock system. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, there's another option. Either way, whether it's competing with that Ozark trail knife or not, for $3, I mean, that's a heck of a deal. You might not even use this. You might throw this into a tackle box or you know, junk drawer or something and focus on these two. Because I think for $10, two decent utility blades, all right, like this, utility folding knives, is a fantastic deal. So let's see what the deal is with these. Is this the blade? Let's see. I should have probably read the instructions. That's not moving. Something's closing this. Let's see. Of course. I know you guys will love to see me fumble. Let's look at the instructions here. See what this says. Quick chain mechanism. So this button is for the quick change for the blade. I'm not seeing anything about that. Oh, maybe it retracts. Is that? Okay, push over and down. All right. So it's not a folding knife. That's fascinating. That's interesting for sure. So it's not actually folding, because I was thinking that either the button, because a lot of times these buttons are not for the lock, but it's actually for the blade to get the blade in and out. And I thought this back piece here has something to do with unlocking it so it could fold, but it's not actually not fold, they slide. Pretty fascinating. All right, so it stays to the right to lock, so you're gonna push over to the left. So to the left and down. You don't have to actually push in at all. All right, so just left and down, or when it's open, it locks up to the right. All right, you got a zigzag pocket clip there. We have a little protective piece on the blade. Let's see, push this button in here. Just pushing in, all right? It's supposed to be to release the blade. It's not wanting to go in. Does this have to be off center? No. I'm not sure what's going on there. Something's just not lining up right. I don't know. That goes in, that goes out. Let's try the other one real quick. See if this makes any difference. Push. It says push, right? Push. But it's not going all the way in. I feel like something's in the way. Something's blocking it. Why would it block it? Oh, okay, that's interesting. See, sometimes you have to play with this stuff. Okay, so there's a section there. Obviously, it's going to be the same on this one. The section in the middle where this locks in. So when it's in the middle, it allows the blade to come out. Okay, that makes total sense, because if it was on the upright position, all right, so that's locked in. If it's in the all the way upright position and you're using a knife and you accidentally hit the button, it would loosen the blade. So it only comes out in this half position here. All right, there you go. That's how you could swap your blades. Flip it around, get to the sharp edge, or completely replace it. Interesting. All right, so let's put this. Normally, because this goes in the frame especially, I wouldn't even bother with these. I don't think this is going to go in the frame with the protective piece, but maybe it does. I don't know. Yeah, okay. There you go. You can keep the protective piece on if you want. I'm not going to, because I'm just going to be using these knives. But, ooh, wait a minute. Ooh, what is that poking out there? Why do I have ink in my hand? It's on the packaging? Hang on a second. Rub this ink off my hand. All right, I figured it out. I was like, that is not a good sign. But the blade wasn't all the way seated. The blade was actually poking up. It wasn't in the right position. So obviously when it was closed, it wasn't all the way retracted. So yes, the blade is very much in there. And of course, if you wanted to, you could put those back on, those guides. So yeah, pretty interesting little combo here. I mean, for 10 bucks, 3 of these things, this would make an awesome gift if you're just gifting this to someone who can definitely use a knife. Fantastic blades to keep around your garage, workshop, things like that. Maybe even to keep in a shed, you know, if you have a spot for that, so that, you know, if you're in there, you have to cut something real quick, it's just nice to have. Obviously junk drawer, I mean, you name it, you put these things everywhere. But to have 2 of those, right, and then to have this assisted folder, like I said, I'm a little bummed because I was hoping it would be an alternative to the Ozark Trail one, which is literally a completely different knife. Just the fact that this has an access lock style lock, because it's assisted, it's just totally different. I would have preferred this to be manual, but I have to say, if you're into assisted knives, this is very, very comfortable. It's very rounded. Again, it's all metal. The only downside to that, of course, is if you're barehanded in the winter, it's super cold outside and your knife's in your pocket out in the cold as well. When you go to use it, it's going to be cold. The metal obviously holds in that coldness. However, it's not the end of the world. And more times than not, I know my viewers are prepared, so if it's winter time, you probably have some gloves on. You know, if your hands are that cold, you should probably get a pair of gloves. But anyway, yeah, I mean, not a huge fan of assisted blades, but this one is definitely worth it. I don't think I've ever had, I'll say this for sure, I've never had a better, I mean, I have to use a knife and see how long that blade stays sharp. I don't know what the blade steel is on this, and I don't think there was specs on the packaging. I'm looking again. No, I don't think so. But regardless of whatever it is, I've never had a better assisted knife for $3 and change. I could say that. So anyway, that's all. Just wanted to bring this to your attention. If you happen to be a knife person watching the channel, which you probably are, there's a pretty good chance of it. Even if you're not a knife person, these make fantastic gifts for pretty much anyone. So check out your local Lowe's and look for the Cobalt 3 knife set, 5031162. Anyway, that's all. Again, Lewis, thank you so much for bringing this to my attention. I really appreciate it. I wouldn't have known otherwise because I don't go to Lowe's that often. When I do, I forget to look in like the clearance section. Even if I did, I'm not sure if I would have actually seen these. All right, but anyway, that's all. Hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.